Man is born, man lives, man dies, and it's all vanity. And that's about the way it is with the merry-go-round. You get on, you go around, standing in the saddle, man is born, man lives, man dies, and it's all vanity. He tried thrills.
I feel like I've been talking about this podcast. I'm sorry.
That's a podcast, Rachel. We talk. No,
But-
you
Well,
can talk
edit
as
out all
much
of
as
you.
you want.
What I
This is- to me, a podcast is very therapeutic, so you just talk. You
What
do
I was,
whatever you like.
What I was thinking is like creature comforts and how they meet people and how liberating is. You just said that, but the fact that they're able to accept the kindness and trust one another,
Right.
and it makes me think immediately about why we in our day-to-day life can't.
Yep.
Why when somebody says something kind for you, you automatically think there's an ulterior motive. Like, why are you doing something nice for me? And is that because of, again, going back to the tiny house, the thing that we're supposed to expect? Like, we're supposed to want more, for ourselves, like more material gain. So that, therefore, when somebody says, hey, I'm just trying to help you out, you're like, but how is this helping you? Is that because of a root base of greed and distrust that our society is breeding? And there's people who have let go of all of that, who have abandoned their job, who are just literally living off of what they have and just roughing it together. The fact that they don't have anything and they're able to accept kindness from people and trust these people, like hitchhiking, and take those risks. Like, what does that say about our common society and like where we are as people? I don't know. I just find that really interesting. I think about it, the more we want, the more we distrust, the more greed there is, the more that we don't trust other people because they want what we want, maybe. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
You don't accept help from people. Like, even just a kind handout of, hey, you need some. I helped a guy at work. I did it really subversively because he was not able to buy food. Literally, he was not able to buy food. And he's already thin.
Who is this again?
I didn't say his name. I don't want to say his name.
No. Who? How? Like in relationship to
work,
you?
work.
Work. He's a work friend. Okay,
coworker.
Okay. Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, and he just mentioned something along the lines of like, I really can't buy food. I'm eating famine foods. I'm eating like potatoes and all these high starch, like pasta, like high starchy, carby foods. And he would literally, and I asked him like, because him supporting him and his girlfriend, and I was like, how are you guys living? And she's like, oh, we eat like one big meal a day. So I got them a gift card to Whole Foods for $40.
Oh,
because
nice.
I don't pay rent. I don't pay my phone bill. Like, this is money that, it hurts me personally to spend. This guy, he almost cried saying thank you to me.
Wow.
And I'm like, just pay it forward. He's like, how do I say thank you for that? And I'm like, just pay it forward to somebody when you can. Like, don't. Thank you is enough. The fact that you can eat is enough. He filled his fridge.
Damn, Rachel, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's
Well, that's
awesome.
how I like
so
helping
cool.
people. That's how I like doing
that's
it.
so
Because I
sweet.
stuck it into his book without, I didn't sign it or anything because I didn't want him to, feel obligated or give it back. Because some people are proud about that.
Right.
And I didn't want that. I just snuck it in there. And he opened it, and his girlfriend saw it and was like, hey, you got something in there. So he took it, and he checked the balance, and he was able to buy groceries for him and his girlfriend for a week.
Oh, that's so awesome.
It was awesome. It was really cool. I do that for homeless people, too, as an idea. When you have, you leave a restaurant and you have leftovers in your hands or anything,
right.
I've done this before, and it's almost made me cry because I had a man, I was down in Fashion Valley, was at Stacked, and I left with, half a hamburger, right, and some french fries or something. I don't even know. And I walked up, and I said something really bad. I said, are you homeless instead of, are you hungry? That could be really insulting if they weren't homeless.
Damn, girl. Homeless in the new style,
hungry?
bitch.
You should just
I
say,
got a
are you
tiny home.
hungry? You should just say, are you hungry? Not, are you
Yeah, I'm hungry. Give me that burger.
But I asked him if he was homeless, and he said, yes, I am. And I said, would you...
Define homeless.
pushing a cart, wearing shoes. But I gave him my leftovers, and he stopped, and he looked down at the leftovers. He didn't even open the box, and he just felt the weight of it. He looked at me, and he said, "Thank you, God bless you," and he gave me a hug. And he just moved on. And it was like one of those life-affirming moments where you're like, I just did something that helped this man. Like, maybe he hasn't seen kindness or had a meal or, in so long, and the fact that somebody just took time to do that. I did that for another homeless guy who was asking, he was just asking for food.
Cry. Don't look at me.
I gave him a
I'm
sweater.
welling up.
In the back of my car, I had an extra large sweater from Santa Cruz, so I wasn't obviously going to use that.
You're like, I got to get rid of this fucking
yeah, I'm
sweatshirt.
never going to use it. It was for my dad, and what is he going to do with it? The guy was sitting out there, and it
Did
was
it say UC Santa
yeah,
Cruz dad?
slug on it. It just said UC Santa Cruz banana slug, and it had
Is
the
that
big
their
yeah.
the banana slug?
You didn't know that?
Yeah, I knew
No.
that. Yeah.
The banana slug?
Banana
Yeah.
slug.
Do they have them up there?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
they're
humongous.
huge.
No,
They're
do they have them up in the Santa Cruz area?
Yeah.
The giant
They're like
yellow
12-foot long, 3-inch
Yeah.
thick slugs.
Whoa.
They're gross. Anyway, so they were up there. I gave him the sweater, and he took it, and I got him a hot chocolate and a banana from the 7-Eleven, because it was cold. It was really cold out.
A banana with a banana slug sweatshirt? That's...
I didn't think of that.
I bet you didn't.
Some banana chips. You were in there?
I did not put that together until
Oh my
just this
gosh.
now. He literally took
That's
it.
synchronicity right
Well, he
there.
literally
That's
took
insane.
it and he said, "This is exactly what I needed," and he walked away. He picked up all the stuff and
He's
he
like,
left.
I
He
needed
was
some
like, "This is what I
potassium.
needed."
I needed a sweatshirt. I needed a hot chocolate. Thank you.
He needed a sweater. He was cold. I gave him the sweater. I gave him the sweater first, and he said, "This is exactly what I need." And then I took the bag out, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, this is more than I need."
Mm.
But thank you so much.
And then he's like, another banana? And it's shit week.
Anyway, don't give money to homeless people. Just give food.
Yeah.
Kindness. Tell them somebody loves them.
I've done that in PV a couple times.
What was your experience down there? Was there anything that was like,
They opened up and like,
yeah,
"Bitch, you got-
I don't want
you got
this
any
shit.
sauce?"
Like, you took a bite.
Yeah.
Or
No, I
was
came
there
out
like,
of I came out of Five Guys once, and if you get their fries, they give you a ton of fries.
Oh,
And
shit
they're
ton.
really good and they're
Oh, yeah.
filling. And I came out and I had just basically like a whole bag of fries, and there's always
oh,
usually
Yes,
someone
especially in
always.
PV.
homeless
yeah.
guy hanging out, and so
They're
I
usually playing some sort of guitar or ukulele or something.
yeah, they're or just
In
I
a
don't
big
know,
group,
just hanging.
just chilling.
So I just walked. I walked out with the fries, and then it was like I saw them, and then I was like, I'm full.
I'm not gonna eat these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, do you want some fries? And they were like, yeah, absolutely. And he just thanked me, and that was it. But what I really
Do you
wanted
think homeless guys think about that? Hang out in front of a
Yeah,
restaurant
that's
late
the-
at night when
I mean-
people
Oh,
are in
yeah.
the
Oh,
area?
yeah,
You gotta
totally.
think like,
Well, I
hey,
mean,
yo,
they hang
yo,
out for
yo,
money,
I just
they
got a
hang
bunch
out
of
for food.
They're
fries over
surviving.
there.
They're
yeah,
surviving.
hell yeah, I would be there
Here's,
too.
here's a story on the
Five Guys
antithesis
is
of it.
delicious too.
In Escondido, there's a Del Taco and an In-N-Out right there off the freeway
Where at?
in Escondido.
Oh yeah.
so
yeah.
I usually go to that Del Taco if I'm there, so I go through, I get my 6 tacos. And I'm
Soft or crunchy?
Yeah.
What do you get? Do you
Soft.
mix them up? Yeah,
Soft.
soft's the way to go.
I
Sometimes I get crunchy.
I came out, and there was a guy on the corner, and he was just standing there, homeless guy with a sign or something. I was like, hey, man, do you want a taco? And he's like, no, I'm full. I've been eating In-N-Out all day. Like, so he staked out that corner, and people are literally just probably fucking feeding him all day long. And I laughed. I was like, that's hilarious. I'm like, really? Not even for later? Like, you're an idiot. Like,
He's probably so full.
But he was,
on
yeah, he was
fucking
I
in
guess
and
he's
out.
full.
Del
I've done that.
Taco all day.
I've done that. I gave an apple. I tried to give an apple to this woman. I don't even remember where I was. Somewhere in San Diego. Tried to give her an apple. She looked at the apple because I was like, here's an apple. It was in the palm of my hand, straight out the window. Here's an apple. She looks at me and she says, I don't want your fucking apple. Like, fine. Put it back, rolled up the window. She did not want food. She wanted money.
Oh, right.
I'd
That's
take an
exactly what
apple.
she wanted. I also...
Can't trade an apple for meth.
You can't... No. No, you can't.
Not in the great state of California.
So, yeah,
Maybe
I've had that
Jordan,
experience
who
too,
knows?
but mostly I've had really grateful encounters. There was a family in Rancho Penasquitos. They were sitting there, and it was a dad, and he had he was obviously ethnic. I don't... Not... No, that's...
Oh, yeah. One more?
I don't know.
John who?
Check, hello, hello.
It's the Rachel and Matt show.
Daddy, are you there?
He just said that he was unemployed, so I went and got 3 of those like dollar travel toothbrushes and deodorant and baby wipes and like some protein bars, and gave them to him and his family. But it was like 3 daughters and everything like that. It's just one of those, like, I should probably be an advocate for the homeless. How much I help the homeless.
Yeah.
But I just like,
Maybe your tiny house, you just start a nonprofit organization. Help
I
the
would not
homeless.
host people in my house.
No hosting.
Or feeding out of. I would like,
No, you keep it separate from the tiny
yes,
house.
yeah.
I
But
don't want them
I
on my
would use
property
the money
either.
that I use like for my self-sustaining, where I don't have to pay phone bills, I don't have to
Mhm.
pay all these other bills. Like, that's where I would put it into homeless. I think about that. Again, I'm spiritual, semi-religious. Like, I identify as a Christian, so I think about that, and it's like how much I have versus how much other people don't.
Right.
This is not going to hurt me in the long run. Like, I am so fortunate to have a family that supports me and is there for me. So if I ever run out of money, for instance, my mom and dad are there for me, and I could tell them and be honest with them, like, I really don't have money anymore. And they'd be like, okay, most people don't have that. They
So
don't
true.
have that.
So true.
Very true.
So,
Yeah.
anyway, are we doing, what are we doing now?
Oh, real quick, one more thing. There's a video online. Okay, have you ever seen the video where the guy drives through a drive-thru at like McDonald's and they give him soft serve and he just grabs it with his hand
Oh yeah, I've seen
and
that.
he like licks it?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, well anyway, there's this guy online and he goes through drive-thrus and does a bunch of pranks. He does like, he dresses in a costume that looks like the seat of his car, so it looks like no one's driving. He does a trick where like he goes to grab money out of his purse and he pretends like he's electrocuted, like he has this little thing that looks like shock, and he's just like. Anyway, he's really funny and very creative, and he does all these videos with like some sort of like very artistic purpose. He does another one that's more charitable, and I can't remember the dollar amount, but I want to say it's like $500 that he arranges with a guy at a liquor store. So what he does is he comes up to his homeless man and he gives him, he's like, I don't have any money for you, but I have like a lotto ticket and I haven't used it. He's like, do you want it? He's like, yeah. And he's like, well, let's go see if it's worth anything. And he's already arranged with the guy at the liquor store to give this guy $500. So
Yeah.
he takes the homeless guy in, the guy hands it, he's like, oh, you're a winner. And he counts out like $500. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the guy, he takes the money and he turns around and he like faces the guy that gave it to him, and just in that like 5-10 seconds you just see like all of this emotion come through his face,
Right.
and he's in such disbelief, and then you can see like what he can do now with that money and just like buy food and stuff, and so
It's a
powerful.
big crack
And
rock.
he just tears up, like he tears up and he gives the guy a hug and he just doesn't know what to do. He's like so blindsided by it
Yeah.
all, and the guy's like, "No, it's yours. You know, that's all."
Yeah.
He tries to give some of the money back to the guy.
Of course he does.
Yeah, and he's just like, "No,
Have
no,
you guys
no,
seen
no."
that recent experiment on? I saw it on Facebook. I also saw. No, maybe I saw it on. I probably saw it on Reddit first, because that is more up to date. But it was one of those things where this guy, he poses as a homeless man. He goes into a pizza shop to use the bathroom. Comes out and he asks patrons, "Can I have a piece of your pizza?" They order like larges for one person, you know, and they're sitting there at the table eating a piece at a time. They're like, "Can I have a piece of pizza?" "No, man, no." "No? Okay. No." Moves on. He gets this guy as part of the thing, like the company he's posing for, gets pizza and delivers it to a homeless man. Just like, "Oh, you know, we're not gonna eat it. Here you go. Here's
Oh, I
like
did
half
see
a
this.
pizza."
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there eating. He's like, "All right, yeah, thanks, man, thanks." This homeless guy, and so the guy who's posing as a homeless man goes up and says, "Hey, can I have a piece of pizza? Is that okay?" And the homeless man's like, "Yeah, of course." So someone who has nothing is given this, realizes what the value of it, like this one slice of saying yes to is. Like,
Yeah. And he ends up sharing it.
I
on
just-
the-
It just
Yeah.
brings up another memory. We were in North Park. I was with Danny and his sister, and we were sitting there eating. eating pizza, and this homeless guy comes up, and as he's grabbing a slice, his hands are in our pizza. He's like, "Oh, can I have a piece? Thanks." And as we're saying, "Sure," he's literally like his back is to us, like he's gone. He came and he took a slice of pizza. Yeah.
He's got the Parmesan.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Thank you.
It's like Cliff at the river.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
So
Cliff.
funny. It was just so funny. Wait, it was Cliff at the river. Please tell me the story.
Oh, no, before we get to Cliff, it reminds me of this video of these guys. They leave like a $200 to $300 tip for different waiters. Have you guys seen this video?
I've heard of
So powerful. Like if you watch this, they're just like people who working at Denny's or just like little diners, you know. And
Waiters
these
and
dudes-
waitresses.
Yeah, you know,
They get to know
they're
them.
young guys, and they're just kind of shooting the shit with them, blah 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 blah. And
Yeah.
they're kind of like shooting it like
They get to know him, like, do you
guerrilla
have
style.
any kids?
Exactly.
Like, they get to know him, like, do you have any kids? Or you know, are you
Yeah,
married? And a lot of times it's like single moms, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
and they don't know they're being recorded or anything like that, and it just records them and them like looking at the tip, and it's like they see $100 bills, and they're just like, you know, their hand
Yeah,
goes to
I
their
have
face,
seen that.
and they're just like welling up, and they like, you could just see how much, you know, just
That
that
one-
little bit of, you know, that $100 bill right there, how much that changed that person's life who's literally just working for tips. I've worked for tips before. Like, that's a big deal if, like, someone's, like, real generous with that shit.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't make a lot of money, and I'm always try to tip, like, every single time. Like,
I
even
don't
the
either.
pizza guy, and I know they didn't have to drive far, but I will
Pizza
tip
guy.
them well.
Yeah,
I will tip them
exactly.
well
My
every
parents-
single time.
My parents are great tippers.
And waiters and
so-
waitresses, absolutely. Even, you know, the bartender. If I know, if they're making a mixed drink for me and they're making it well, I'm going to tip them, and they're going to make it even better next time. So,
Yeah.
you know to tip them well.
Yeah, there's only one time I tipped $1. $1.
I do that a lot of times just for beer because you just
No,
fucking
no. This
poured a
was
beer.
for a meal.
Oh,
At Denny's.
it was real bad, huh? Mother
It's just-
Nature?
well,
Mother Nature.
Grandma, or whatever you would want to
no, it wasn't. Oh, I would never do that to an old lady unless she was being a, like, blatant bitch. Like,
Right.
No, this was a
Still going?
pretty
I don't think so, no.
pretty young.
You did it. Sorry, go ahead.
Pretty young lady.
She
And,
was a bitch, huh?
well, me and my friend Bailey. Did you guys ever meet Bailey?
Yeah, I met Billy.
Okay.
Billy Cullum.
Yeah. We went to Denny's after night. Bailey was driving. It was quite a night. It was fun.
So the
And,
night menu's out at Denny's at this point.
It's like 3.
Cheese sticks and
It's like 3 in the morning, right? Like, we're out there. We asked
hot
for
wings and shit.
2 waters. She brings us one. We're obviously intoxicated. Bring us 2 waters, bitch. Come on. 2 waters? You make 2 drunk people real happy. We're drunk. How hard is
Did she
it?
bring 2 straws at least?
No. Nothing. She didn't bring anything. It was terrible.
Lemon, please.
And then we were like, oh, hey, you know, we're drunk. It doesn't take a lot to make drunk people happy. You just say, hey, how are you? You guys have a good night? Joke a little bit, leave. You're going to get a good tip. Service can be shitty after that. Just make...
Were you
Yeah.
ordering food as well? Or?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We ordered
okay.
breakfast, of course. So,
Grand
pancakes.
Slams? What do you get?
Pancakes, I think. Pancake and a
Sounds so
waffle.
good
no,
right now.
pancakes.
I
Pancakes.
wish
And,
I
like,
could.
bacon.
I wish there was
Pancakes
a
and bacon.
Denny's right over here. Like,
I know,
right
it
where
sounds
that
really
boat
good.
was.
Right? Pancakes and bacon sounds amazing.
Oh, shit. I don't even have them at home. I can't even make them.
So, pancakes and bacon. And this bitch didn't bring our order for like an hour. And then we were waiting for
Is
the
it
bill.
busy? Like,
No, it was just us.
so she's doing it on purpose to
Oh,
fuck with you.
Yeah, because
Ah.
she's jealous or mad at us or something.
Probably jealous.
We're sitting
Definitely
there.
jealous.
That's my first thought.
What a cunt.
Mine too, Matthew. Mine too. So anyway, we're sitting there and we're sitting there waiting for the bill. We look at the bill. It's already been 20 minutes. All right, we'll wait 30 more. Nothing. It's be 30 minutes. We're like trying to flag her down. She's ignoring us. Like, fine, we're gonna get up and ditch.
You're
We're
the
gonna-
only ones there?
Yes.
She's not coming to you?
And we're like, fine, we're gonna dine and ditch. Fuck this bitch. We're leaving. We're out. So we get up to leave, and she rushes to the canister.
So she was waiting to... for
Yeah,
that to
I
happen?
guess. I don't know. She was like, we were waiting for the bill. We paid it. We put our card there. Everything. We're like, stood it up. We're like waving her down. She's ignoring us. So we finally were like, well, fuck this. Like, we're done. We get up and we leave. And I wrote $1. And as I'm leaving, because I'm already intoxicated, I'm like, And she opens it up, and it says $1. And you can just see her face like, the fuck is this? Like, she's so mad. And I'm like, that's right, $1 tip, because you're a shitty waitress. And Bailey's like pushing me out the door because I'm like ready to bawl with it. I'm like, oh.
Do you double check your bank account to make sure she didn't like add a 0 or 2 on there? No?
I didn't. No. I was drunk, dude. I don't. Whatever.
I would have done it. I'm like, fuck this, bitch. I'm gonna add a couple of zeros for that tip.
That's illegal.
Is it?
Yeah.
Good thing I
Is it?
No, I would never
Really?
do
Good thing I
that.
don't do that with receipts.
Oh, I would never do that.
I don't have to deal with that anymore.
But that was the only time that I've ever tipped $1, and I felt it was well deserved because we're drunk. How hard is it? Come on.
I would have done 0 and left $1 for her on the counter if you had $1 with you.
Next time.
I'd have gone to the bathroom and wiped with $1.
Oh, a shit $1. Yes.
OTL? Did I tell you guys about that one year? OTL?
What? No.
I did not do
Wiped
this.
with
I did
$1.
not do this. I was in one of their porta potties, which was, of course, overflowing and disgusting. When you gotta go, you gotta go. This guy had wiped,
Especially at OTL, right?
had taken a $20 bill and wiped his shitty ass. I mean, it was covered in shit. He wiped his ass with it, stuck it to the wall.
Ew.
So it was a shit-covered 20.
Oh,
And I just looked at it,
what
and
the
I can't
fuck?
deny the fact that I looked at it, and I contemplated picking it up there to wash
Someone
it off.
did. I guarantee you
Oh,
someone
yeah,
did.
totally. I contemplated it, and then I was like, Rachel, no, it's covered in shit. I
What?
don't do that.
Mine is very durable.
Yeah,
can
you
wash
can
it
very
up.
durable.
You can wash
You
it.
can wash
Yeah.
You can wash it. I would have washed that with soap and water and been okay, like, whatever. But
If it was 100,
it was,
yes,
it
I
was
would
at
have grabbed
OTL.
that
There was no
motherfucker.
hot water and probably no
There's water.
soap.
There's water, though.
But there's no soap.
I'd go to the ocean.
Yeah,
And
the
I was-
ocean.
There.
Oh, because that's a bigger toilet?
Yes, exactly. I just like, I'm just
No.
going to stand here for a couple minutes, hold this $20 in the water.
That was the year that-
Innocuously, like,
Yeah, just like, just ignore me. Shit 20.
That was the year
ignore
that,
it.
like, Bailey and Zach, Zach got so drunk he blacked out and wandered away, and we didn't know where he was for, like, we didn't
Look,
realize
that
he was,
happens to everyone
Oh,
at
no.
some point.
No judgment. It's one of those funny stories where he wandered away. We didn't realize he was missing for, like, until an hour had passed. And we were
Right.
like, wait, where the fuck is Zach? He was gone. Sleeping on a Boy Scout bench somewhere. I don't know. Something weird like that. Anyway.
Sean?
Sometimes be compassionate. Give to the homeless. Not money. Food.
Did we,
That was very well put. All of it.
Realize what you need and give it to others. There you go.
did we talk about our...
Tiny House,
our river-
SeanEvansPhotography.com.
Thank you for the bless.
A one can be turned into a
TanaBlueRecords.com. TanaBlueRecords.com.
Zeros can be
Costco.com.
added. Zeros can be added.
Vons.com. Fuck it. Airbnb. We've covered quite a bit. We did the tiny homes. That was my top thing.
Awesome.
Thank you for watching the documentary.
Love
I appreciate
Tiny
it.
Homes.
Yeah, it's
Definitely
amazing.
interested.
Okay,
one.
so Tiny, a story about small living, and it's all about tiny houses, and these are basically homes that are built on trailers. Like
As a-
20, like, okay, so we have like between 18 and 24 feet. I mean, that's...
And they're no bigger than 200 square feet.
Exactly.
generally.
That is a tiny home.
That is what's qualified as a tiny home.
Yeah, yeah.
There's some that are slightly over, but they're like, if you're a family, you don't live in anything bigger than like 500 square feet.
Right. And what's cool about that...
Tiny.
about the tiny home, it's on a trailer, so you like get to skirt all
Some
these
of them.
different
Some of them.
housing regulations, and you know, especially when
Temporary
you have
structure
land, temporary
Is
structure.
the key word.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're allowed to get around a lot of shit, which is great. Which is really
Taxes.
Really
You get around
Yeah.
taxes.
As you should be able to.
cool. And a lot of these tiny houses, they call it a compost toilet, and you have
the peat moss.
They have peat moss in there, and I thought about it. I'm like, I think I could do that. I think I could do that. I feel
could.
very weird about not flushing my shit down a hole, not knowing where it goes. But I feel like so much water is wasted, you know, when it comes to
Well, not only that, like
getting
when
rid
you're
of getting
eating
rid of your
better,
waste. Yeah,
you're not shitting out chemicals and crap.
exactly.
Like,
It's not. It makes it more organic, and then what they say is you can take that peat moss at some point, and it is a compost, and you can use it as
If I'm
fertilizer.
eating it, I don't care.
exactly.
I don't want to eat other people's shit. I'll just put
Me
that out
neither.
there.
Me
But
neither.
personal garden compost, Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
grow some worms. It'll be fine.
Yeah. And so yeah, if you were to build it yourself, I've heard of as low as $5,000,
What?
and as high as 30,000 if you make it yourself. But it was like immaculate, like full on. They have a washer dryer.
She said was 62.
Well, she was talking about
Contractor,
getting
hand
it made,
labor.
and
Okay.
half the cost is the labor.
Labor was
The other cost,
108, like 108, like it was 1,008. 1,008 was labor. I thought
okay.
it was labor.
Added on.
Oh,
tacked on.
oh,
You know
okay,
what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Okay.
And
I mean, labor is a big
But you
cost.
pay
when it-
for, like, what I was paying for also is, like, the fact that I selected, like, what level of, like, plumbing, roofing, interior, exterior walling.
So
I
if you were to
wanted
do this, would you get a loan? Would you try to save up as much money as
I'd
possible?
save up as much as I could. I'd
Yeah.
probably, like, rough it, honestly.
Just rough it as
I'd
much as
probably,
possible.
like, until
live
I could-
minimal and just save
Literally,
up.
I
and-
would probably just adjust to living in a tent and, you know, like, hang drying my clothes or
Right.
whatever, having, you know, like, literally pretty much being homeless for the longest time. And then, yeah, in the process, I'm building this home.
Right.
And until I could get it to be waterproof and windproof, and even like a corner, like, because you build a few walls and you have a roof over you,
Right.
you can get at least a corner that's going to remain dry and remain windproof, right? That would probably be my goal at first.
Yeah.
And then from there, like, okay, it's summer, it's going to be a dry, hot season right now. I'm going to, like, bust this out so that I can live in here next winter.
Right. Right.
But, you know, that's living in Southern California. That's living in San Diego. I can do that. I'm not living somewhere where it snows. If it snows, then, yeah, you know, I would just live as minimally as possible until I could build it.
Yeah.
What about you guys? What would you do?
I like that idea.
Yeah. Me too.
I would live like as small as possible and then just keep building up. I think not only like out of convenience, but like the appreciation factor would be so much more too.
Yeah, like I currently have this home that has this amenity. Like I'd probably like, if I could, buy the trailer that's the base, right? Like that big ass
Yep.
the trailer that you're going to live in, and then at this, like if it's enclosed, all the better, because then I could build a frame for the house while I'm living in the enclosed trailer, which protects
Yeah.
me from the wind, protects me from rain, protects me from snow. Like, yeah, I won't be great, but I could have like a space heater, right? Was connected to a generator. And a really warm sleeping bag, and like some just like, you know, like a little hot plate. I could survive on that.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I could do that.
There's no stove here. All I have at the cabin are little electric
You have a crock pot though, yeah?
stoves. Oh yeah, I cook everything in the crock pot.
You can
I mean,
cook
you
a
can
lot with the
amazingly delicious meals that you can, you know, have leftovers for the next day, the day after. I definitely.
Dutch ovens.
Invest in
I
it.
mean, there's a lot of things that you can do, like in campfires, like a
Oh,
Dutch
yeah.
oven. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
you can bake in a Dutch oven,
Oh yeah.
which is a fancy pot. So that's how I would do it. I would save up as much as I could, buy the trailer, buy as many supplies as I could with that down payment, and also leave a little bit to survive on.
Yep.
You know, at least I would want to say $2,500 just to like have groceries for a few months. Like, if nothing else, I could like have a tarp on a tree. You know, like.
Well, what would you do for property? I mean, like that. What would you do, Matt? I mean, when it comes to property, would you buy the property first and then the house second? Like, what would be the order of
That's absolutely how I would do it.
Yeah, I would do it.
property
That way.
first?
Yeah,
Property, and then I would not buy a trailer. And then
Mike's right there, Matt. Right there.
I would buy the property first.
Okay.
And then I would start very small, like you said. Like I would
Is he-
live out of my car. I would do because even as you add on and you begin to plan,
Right.
it would give you a much better feel of like what do I need? What do I need right now? Okay, well let's add it to the list for when I get to
one
that
of the things
point.
I really enjoyed in this Christopher Smith house build, the tiny house
Yeah,
build, is the
yeah.
fact that he had a sailboat fireplace in there. That, to me, speaks of home. Nothing says home to me like reading in front of a fireplace, no matter how
Absolutely.
small it is.
Absolutely.
So for me, like having even that tiny little fireplace in there, I would be like in that little couch they have right across the way where Merritt
Yep.
was reading. I was like, I would be with an Afghan over me,
Right.
like sitting there, like with a book and a little fireplace going, and a cup of tea. I would be so at home. I'd be
Right.
so happy. My bed's right up there in the loft.
Yep.
Like,
Well, it's gonna heat
Solid.
that whole place, and like,
it's this tiny
10
space
minutes.
heater.
In seconds.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, what, like, for you, what's really drawing you towards this lifestyle? Like, what do you think in your life is making you want to just have this, completely throwing away the 900 to 1100 square foot apartment or the whatever house you're staying in? Like, what's really driving you towards the small living? Like, what, for you, Matt, what do you think?
I think for me, it's as I'm getting older, it's realizing that it's just less and less that I need to make me happy,
Yep.
and embracing that,
Yeah.
and then in a functional way.
Right. Rachel?
The freedom.
Yeah.
Definitely for me, the freedom of, and I guess also a little bit of the isolation that comes with it. The fact that a tiny home is such a small place to make your own.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can make that small place, like, it is yours. It's your space. You can go to, and you can have this huge, open, wide land and move around in it, but this one little space, you can move it around. And so you take your space with you. I've always been intrigued by that. About, books I've read where people are like, everything I own is in the suitcase. Everything I own is in the,
Yep.
in this box or whatever. Everything I own is in my tiny home, and
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what I move with. And that's where I go with it. And the fact that, cool, I'm in this island, but say we were to buy land, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you guys are talking about there's other places. I took my tiny home and I'm like, hey, you want to trade spots for a little bit? I'm going to go try this commune for a little bit. I'll see you later.
Right.
It's not a cult. It's not weird. It's just
Exactly.
communes have this negative. Thank you, Hollywood. They have this negative, connotation of being a cult where there's a father figure. And I don't think they're all like that, but,
No, absolutely. not.
where it's like, I go join this community, that freedom of being able to be like, hey, other landowners, I'm still going to pay here, but I'm switching with somebody for a little bit, or they're going to take over my payments.
Right,
That's
right.
our community. The fact that everyone's mobile. The other thing I like about the tiny homes is how much people who built them their own, how much they put their individuality into it. Like, you saw recycled wood, you saw recycled countertops, you saw different layouts because of how people live their lives, things like that I really, really enjoyed. For me, the double French doors that people had, I thought that was amazing. They opened that up and I was like, that's important. That's so important. But for me, bookshelves, I would have to have shelving.
Oh, yeah.
Just
absolutely.
somehow, I look at your rafters and I just put bars up there and shove books up there,
I mean, that's why I love this place. I
Like-
mean, they've got a lot of little random little nooks and crannies. You can just put books, DVDs, whatever.
That would be
random
so important
things.
to me, just to be surrounded by
Yeah.
books, music,
Yeah.
movies,
Oh, yeah.
for me, that's a really big cultural
Yeah.
influence. I enjoy those things.
Yeah.
I want to be able to watch my documentaries and, watch my movies. Can't live without my Kill Bill. So
Yeah.
I need to have my Quentin in my life. So
And for me, I like the idea of being off the grid. I like knowing, I could buy solar panels and be able to just live off the sun and have my power that way. Or if I need to go down and purchase a little bit of propane and I can have a propane stove and whatever.
put some cash on there.
Yeah,
Trail.
I mean, I just like knowing that I can live very minimally without really having to be on the grid, paying, insane amounts of money for water or for whatever utilities. I just don't want to be adding to the problem. I mean, shit's getting crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like how we all have different reasons.
Yeah.
That's
That's
really
true.
interesting.
But both of yours, I'm right there with you.
No, I know.
Totally.
Right
That
away
is
too.
all I'm all about. All that shit.
Well, it's
I
like one of those things.
minimizing.
If you come together on a common thing, and you're gonna learn the motivations of.
Oh yeah.
They're a lot different.
How did you guys first hear about tiny homes? Because I heard about, in the peripheral, I heard about them, and then, Chris talking about it, and then honestly, this documentary, I'm like, okay, this is a real thing.
Yeah.
But I'd heard about the tumbleweeds thing before.
Well, yeah, I think I kind of heard about it. I feel like, Matt, you were probably a little bit more informed about it than than I was at the time. And then I just watched a documentary. I told Matt to watch it, and then I told you to watch it, and then I want everyone to watch it, basically. But do you?
I don't remember specifically, but I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. I was obsessed with that app StumbleUpon
Right.
online.
Oh yeah.
And one of my features was minimalism, because I was obsessed with like minimalism art, and that bleeded over into like architecture and stuff like that,
Right.
like very obscure homes and stuff like that, and then
Right.
that bled over into actually people making homes out of storage containers.
Yeah.
And
I've looked
shipping
into that too.
Yes,
I've
I've
looked
seen
into that
that,
too.
yeah.
I
You
would
seen the
also do
backpack
that.
homes? The backpack homes where they
Oh,
literally
no.
like pick them up on their backs. And you just set it down. Yeah.
Oh, that's
you guys
crazy.
haven't seen those?
No.
Those are really extreme. Like you can literally set up on a lawn. Like it's 4x4 and it builds up.
Whoa.
And you carry it and like you fold it down. It goes on your back. It's not a very convenient pack. Like you can't take it on a train or plane really.
Right.
But
Right.
you can walk around with it.
Damn, that's crazy.
So like, you know, if you're gonna hike across the United States or something.
Yeah.
Would you rather have one wish that could only use for another person and not benefit you?
Directly. So
Okay.
you basically get to grant anyone any type of wish that they want. If they want to wish for $1 million, they get it, but you don't get to have any, benefit of them getting that $1 million.
Okay.
Or
Receive $500,000
$500,000.
after taxes.
Yeah,
After taxes?
$500,000.
Yeah, $500,000.
me
Yeah.
too, right? Because I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll treat that person as, I've got $500K in the bank. Let's go to Disney World.
No,
You know?
500,000. I'm gonna buy a piece of land.
Yeah, exactly. It's very practical.
But no, I'm just saying
Could be
that, like,
very
if that, my friend, they would still benefit from me getting that $500,000. But if they were to like ask for $50 million in their wish, that I wouldn't benefit from
because
at
there's
all.
no guarantee that person would. After I said, "Hey, here, have that wish."
No,
that
that's
they
what the
would
would you
benefit
rather
me.
is. Like, it wouldn't benefit you.
Yeah,
at
but that's
all.
what she's saying though.
No,
She's saying like,
no.
if I grant you this wish and you wish $550 million,
Mhm.
there's no like guarantee that you'll be like.
It's very
oh, hey,
situational
Matt,
though, because I'm
here's
thinking
this-
about like little kids with cancer. But would they really
Wait,
wish?
what?
They've had a good life. They had a good run, right?
Little kids, they're 6
Yeah,
years
5
old.
years. That's good. They don't know what they're missing. They haven't had sex yet.
What? You guys are like way off.
Oh,
I don't
what?
know where you
Really?
guys just
I
went
would
with that.
I would give my wish to them, and they could wish to live a full life. But $500,000 could fund the cure for cancer.
yeah, you give like a grand, give a grand of research, and the rest
It's like $5 billion.
$499,000. Goodness.
$5 billion. That's more than $5
So we're all
Yeah, more
taking the
than $5
money.
billion. Oh, is that
Fuck
what
you,
this is getting
asshole.
at?
Get your own wish somehow.
We're gonna buy a
motherfucker.
big fucking piece of land and build
And
our
we're
own
gonna
tiny
live
homes.
like kings.
We're all
Tiny
that
homes.
we're all that guy that got offered Del Taco but is too full on In-N-Out.
That might be
All right,
true.
you can hit me up at SeanEvansPhotography.com or Sean Evans Photo. That's at Twitter and Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. I post photos on there. No one shows me enough love on Instagram.
Sean Evans.
Fuck
Follow
people.
me on Instagram too.
Where?
You can follow me too, because I'm now on Instagram all the time.
All right, now,
Alright.
okay, Matt, give your plugs. My good friend,
At PacMatt, PACMATT.
and that's on just
on
one
Twitter.
Twitter.
My Instagram is PacMattatat, if you can spell that.
He posts such good pictures. You all should follow Matt.
That's a lie.
He's got more followers than me, and I'm a photographer. Rachel,
I didn't know
what's
that, but I
yours?
feel really good
What's
now.
yours?
Mine is R.
Actually, I don't know how many
Kaylin.
followers
I
you
was like,
have.
I don't know
I don't
that.
know.
Mine is
I can't see
Kaylin,
it,
R, all lowercase, CAYLYN.
Kaylin, everyone.
With a C.
Kaylin. With the C.
Middle name, in case you missed that episode.
Yeah, really.
Please go back to that.
That's like a
I
whole
forget what number
episode.
that one is, but
R. Kaylin, that's pretty much my username for everything. So.
goodbye,
yeah,
everyone. We're
follow
going to
me.
continue our conversation
Yeah.
unrecorded.
Have a good
unencumbered.
night. It was great talking to you.
Watch Tiny House.
Tiny
Please,
House.
Living
A
Small.
story of living small.
Follow me on Instagram. Oh,
A story
also,
about living
Happy
small.
Hens Run. Happy Hens Run. Eben Hazer. EBENHAZE.
I'm gonna edit that out, but no, Jack.
You should. Go to the Eben Hazer Run. Do it.
Hashtag egg run.
Hashtag egg run, sweaty
I'll
cabin.
start it.
I'm gonna message that guy.
Wigger with a WH. Wigger.
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 We've all seen the man at the liquor store begging for your change. The hair on his face is dirty, dreadlocked in for the mane. He asked the man for what he could spare with shame in his eyes. Get a job, you fucking slobs, all he replied. God forbid you ever had to walk a mile in his shoes. Then you really might know what it's like to sing the blues. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like. Mary got pregnant from a kid named Tom, said he was in love. Said, don't worry about a thing, baby doll, I'm the man you've been dreaming of. But 3 months later, he said he won't date or return her call. And she swear, goddamn, if you find that man cutting off his balls. And then she heads for the clinic and she gets some static walking through the door. They call her a killer, and they call her a sinner, and they call her a whore. God forbid you ever had to walk a mile in her shoes. 'Cause then you really might know what it's like to have to choose. Then you really might know what it's like. 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 I seen a rich man beg, I seen a good man sin, I seen a tough man cry. I seen a loser win and a sad man grin, I heard an honest man lie. I seen the good side of bad and the downside of up and everything between. I licked the silver spoon, drank from the golden cup, and smoked the finest green. I stroked the baddest dimes, these a couple of times before I broke their heart. You know where it ends, yo, it usually depends on where you start. I knew this kid named Max, he used to get fat stacks out on the corner with drugs. He liked to hang out late, he liked to get shit faced to keep the pace with thugs. Until late one night there was a big gunfight and Max lost his head. He pulled out his chrome 45, talked some shit and wound up dead. Now his wife and his kids are caught in the midst of all of his pain. You know it comes that way, at least that's what they say when you play the game. God forbid you ever had to wake up to hear the news. Then you really might know what it's like to have to lose. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like to have to lose.
Arr.